Now we can go.
We're good?
Alright guys, sorry about losing the first couple of seconds of that game right there. We were playing an ad, so we didn't want to start just yet. But here we are once again, Clash of the Titans round 1, game number 2 between ratS and vivi. Score currently lies at 1-0 to vivi.
Yeah, really interesting game so far. Interesting to see a water map straight off the bat in defense for ratS. So hopefully going to be able to bring something out right now and show us something new.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, interesting choice of map. ratS obviously playing on, it was mostly a land map that last game. I know it's a bit of a hybrid having the water around the outside, but this is obviously ratS' home map, and perhaps clearly then feeling more confident on a water map than a land map.
Yeah, we didn't even see any galley warfare in the last, map, so that pretty much means that we're not exactly sure going into this who's going to have a better time.
Yeah, definitely. vivi's saying WTF. I wonder what he's talking about there. But either way, Vikings war on islands, and it should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely with Vikings, we should see a lot of water combat really quickly. Later in the game, generally pretty much open to a landing, any kind of landing there, but of course, most likely going to go up to 3 dock and just fight it out in feudal for as long as possible.
Yeah, and you know, water maps do generally give us much longer games, and I've got to admit, they are very fun to play, but in terms of actually spectating water maps, can be pretty expected, pretty ordinary, and we can mostly just know exactly what's going to happen before it's begun. So I'm kind of hoping that one player gets an advantage pretty early on so that we don't actually see a galley war right up until post-Imperial, as that's pretty much just standard.
Yeah, so far in this tournament we have seen a lot of just 3 dock galley warfare, eventually going up into castle, then into 4 dock, and from there just seen big fleets smashing into each other over and over and over until someone just runs out of resources.
Yeah, basically. But you know, it always has the potential for some land play as well if someone just decides to do a little sneaky landing, and it could certainly be possible up in the north of the map. If you have a look at just how close the islands are up there, a quick landing across could work out if that dock is not seen. Of course, these islands are pretty big, and earlier on, especially when you don't have too many boats out, it's not possible to actually patrol the entire water, so a landing could certainly be possible.
Well, we did see a map a while ago where it was completely covered in outposts, which was kind of interesting, but I don't think we'll be seeing that this time.
Oh,
and like you said,
good.
it was interesting, and it did catch the sneaky Vil drop, so
yeah, it did.
Very well played there. Really saved him a bit of time, but on this really big island, really long, I want to say, so pretty much keeping the whole thing covered could be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough to keep an eye out on the entire island. And, you know, as we said last time, when that guy, I can't remember who it was, but he built a lot of outposts, and he did catch the sneaky villagers, but it's still tough, and it's something that you don't see that often.
Exactly, it is a lot of use of stone, especially at that point in the game. When you're getting all the defense up for that, can hurt your town center count if you're not taking stone early, especially if there's a big galley warfare going on, where you want just everyone possible on wood and gold.
Yeah, definitely. So far, though, interesting. vivi sticking that dock up at the back, and usually in islands games, it's quite common to see players put that dock up at the front to get really aggressive. But vivi here, with the dock at the back, able to get nice fish right here, and I've got to say, ratS' position on that dock, pretty unfortunate for him, having to take shore fish with those fishing ships right there.
Yeah, we actually look around where he's actually put his first dock up, there's deep sea fish over on the left, but that's about it, and it's pretty far away, honestly. vivi definitely hitting the jackpot with that corner there.
Yeah, certainly, and you know, I think rat's going to be for a little bit of a tough time wherever he decided to put his dock, really. I mean, if he'd have put it in the back corner, like vivi did, he still doesn't have too many fish there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, only about 4 deep sea fish there, and to the left, over towards, well, a bit of his island that's coming out a bit more there.
Yeah.
Lots of extra fish, but mostly shore fish by the looks of things, and even having to move all that way to put his dock down, just not worth it.
Yeah, it's certainly not an ideal situation for him, and of course, as we saw in previous island games, scouting your opponent's dock is so important. We can see rat's now starting to send that fishing ship out as he goes up to feudal, and you know, it could be a while before he finds vivi's dock right here, because it isn't on the front.
Yeah, of course, and we did say how such big islands they were playing on at the moment, so finding that dock towards the back, and especially if he goes the right way around the island, it looks like that's what he's going to do. Going to have a little bit of time lost there before he's going to be able to send out any galleys.
Definitely, and now Vivi kind of has the option here. If he wants to play a little more defensive and get some more fishing ships out, he can do that, and we saw that before. I think it might have been PBTD, actually, who we were talking about there, building those extra fishing ships and playing a little bit more defensively to get that advantage in food.
Yeah, it definitely worked out there as well. Managed to get up to Imperial earlier, if I am not mistaken there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
from there, really just pushed the advantage he had on water with the technology.
Definitely. rat's now getting his second dock up, and he's trying to get a little bit of a better position on that. But even there are only there is only one deep sea fish. Interestingly enough, he's adding in another fishing ship as well. But curious, you know, dock position's really bad. Very unfortunate fish on the front for him. But you know, Vivi had pretty bad fish on the front too. So certainly a good choice to put the dock on the side. Either way.
Yeah. Definitely a smart play by Vivi. I don't know whether he scouted the coast really quickly and just noticed the fact that there was a lack of deep sea fish and just decided, well, corn is probably going to be the best way to go. There was a lot of shore fish there, and
yeah.
Well, he did hit the jackpot there, so he really did luck out with his placement.
Vivi, ultimate aggression once again. Transport ship coming out, no second dock, barracks down on his home island. We are going to see a very fast landing, and this is exactly what I want to see on this kind of map, you know? This is really, really cool.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Breaking the mold here, sending 4 villages forward, and like we were saying, that massive island, if Vivi lands on the right part here, and I'm looking at a corner over here, and I'm hoping it happens, I don't think ratS is going to be able to grab it, because his scout has been sitting towards that top side for quite a while.
Yeah,
looks like he's heading down there now, but...
Yeah, but
have
you
to
know
see what happens.
rat's with those 3 docks. Vivi's only got the 1. He's going to be saving on a lot of wood right there. rat's also going around the wrong way, in a sense, of Vivi's island, and adding in that 4th dock as well. rat's really about to get very aggressive on the water, and he's got no defenses back at home. Vivi, as we saw in the last game, very well suited to playing really aggressively, and it could pay off for him, you know.
I'm looking at where that scout's positioned for ratS, and the villagers might actually run right into it, and I think...
No, he can't see it.
Just
out
outside.
Of sight. Just out. Very, very close. But, you know, this is going to catch rat's so off guard right now. And, you know, I think he's going to realize pretty quickly. Vivi making at least one galley right now to at least kind of make rat's think that he's making galleys. Actually giving him the runaround right here. And... rat's isn't even going to scout out how many docks Vivi has. He still thinks he's going for a full galley rush.
Ooh, that scout just coming forward. The second archery was put up just in front of it, literally tiles away from its fog of war count. But because of this, it only just caught it as it was going up. So really good play from Vivi there.
Yeah, but rat's now, with that scout, I mean, pretty lucky scout, actually, able to put this stone wall up, and Vivi needs to get through before it goes up, otherwise there's nothing he can do. Can he get those villagers through? It's so close, but he's gone back. Oh.
Villagers having a lot of trouble getting past that single relic there.
Yeah, definitely. Really unfortunate for Vivi there that rat's spotted that, but we do know that it is certainly possible for him to transport around the wall, but rat's doing the right thing, sending his galleys in there, and that wall may not get around because rat's is going to send the galleys straight back down to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, transport ship was just coming up on those galleys as well, so of course he did have the right idea there, but rat's coming in with a brilliant counter there, just putting some galleys right next to the landing. Gonna make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, and I really don't know right now if Vivi is going to... Well, I don't know what he's going to be able to do. The problem is he's not got any way right now to get the water back, and Vikings, such a strong naval civilization, he will be able to... Well, rat's will be able to get out a lot of docks, a lot of fishing ships, take a huge advantage, and if Vivi can't win the water back, it's basically GG, because rat's can hit him from the water, and he can completely mess him up. So, Vivi, really, really risky strategy, but if it doesn't work out right now, it's not going to work out ever.
Ooh, it looks like Vivi will get some archers across, but a transport ship out from rat's as well, actually.
Yeah,
so could
archers...
see the...
Gonna be able to pick that villager off there at least, but transport ship from rat's as well, and Vivi's got absolutely nothing to stop this from happening.
Yeah, even looking at his resources tab, he is going close to castle right now, but I don't think it's going to be enough at the moment, unless he can bash down this wall really quickly and get in with some damage.
Yeah.
I believe rat's at the moment, like you said, going to take that massive food advantage on the water and just be able to pretty much just stomp his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vivi's got pretty lucky there. He managed to get those archers around, and he's actually killing off a few villagers. I think his plan now, fast castle as fast as he can, get a siege workshop up and break these walls down. But even then, ratS knows he's there, and it's going to be pretty tough for Vivi either way. I'm really concerned for him right now, actually.
Yeah, Vivi actually losing one of the archery ranges already that was put down on rat's island, and the transport from ratS has gone through, and it looks like those villagers are just waiting for something to do.
Yeah, of course, now it's forced Vivi to wall up as well. He's had to spend his stone on that. So once he does get up to castle, can only afford 1 TC right now, which is always a little bit of an awkward situation to be in. And of course, now ratS landing and may be able to do quite a lot of damage with archers at this gold and lumber camp right here.
Yeah, until this gets walled off, this archer's actually going to be able to do a lot of damage. Vivi halfway up towards Castle Age already, though, has lost the first archery range, and probably going to lose the second here as well, actually, if these galleys really just don't ease up on it.
Yeah, exactly. That archery range is going to go down, and, you know, if ratS makes enough army back at home, which at the moment he doesn't seem to be doing, Vivi's still killing villagers. Which is surprising, really. I thought ratS would have responded much faster and dealt with those archers much quicker than he did.
Yeah, we've got the pair of skirmishes out there trying to do as much damage as they can to these archers, and Vivi actually microing really well here, getting maximum villager kills he can right now.
Yeah, definitely. Interestingly enough, though, Vivi with 2 stables going down at his base. Perhaps he knows about, well, he does know about the landing from ratS. He doesn't know where it is, but he's thinking maybe a couple of knights to come out there could help him out just to deal with the landing from ratS right here.
Yeah, you're right, and if he does deal with that landing, though, I don't know where he's going to be able to take the game. He can, of course, try for water back, but with that single dock at the moment and the amount of galleys out for ratS, it's going to be really hard to do.
Yeah, taking the water back after losing it, so, well, he didn't even try to win it. It's so difficult, and I think, you know, the later the game goes, the more important the having control of the water becomes, because you're able to do a lot of damage from the shoreline.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sniping any kind of unit you can, any kind of building from the shoreline, definitely an advantage, and does force your opponent into the center of the island, and really just doesn't give him much room to boom up in.
No, not at all. And now I was thinking that Vivi would have actually put a siege workshop down right there, but he's not doing that. But ratS is building a gate, and he is most likely going to be trying to push those villagers off of his island in just a moment's time.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Some knights are moving out from Vivi right now to try and find rat's little home base on his island. Looks like he's just building up some numbers there. Does have the +1 armor, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned.
Ooh, a knight drop at the top.
Oh, nice one. Knight's getting in. Vivi, I'm surprised you managed to pull that off, considering that ratS does have those galleys right there. Knight's getting in, and that's a real pain for ratS right now, because he actually doesn't have too much to defend with. A few skirmishes really not going to be enough. A couple of spearmen coming out, forced him to put up another barracks as well. But is it going to be enough to defend?
Yeah, ratS actually did notice what was going on and did manage to actually snipe a transport ship with 2 of Vivi's knights, and that's definitely going to hurt his numbers.
Yeah.
There is a siege workshop coming up at the top of rat's base, though.
Trying to point that out. Oh, wow. Okay. You know what, Vivi, if he wins this is going to be some really impressive win. You know, logically, ratS has got this in the bag, but Vivi still thinks he's got a chance here, managing to get that siege workshop up at the top. The question is, what else is he going to be able to do right here? Because he doesn't really have too much military in rat's base at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like mostly seeing archers and spears for rat's. So that mangonel, and if paired with those scorpions like he's creating right now,
Yeah.
if he can really get into siege, it's going to be pretty hard for rat's to actually beat off without his own siege workshop.
Definitely. You know what as well, that siege workshop there, creating scorpions, is such a great idea. But one thing to note right now is that rat's is about to hit the castle age, and it's going to be all that more tough now for Vivi to actually make a big dent in rat's, because he's got the military production on his island and Vivi doesn't. He's relying on this one siege workshop right now, which is pretty tough.
Yeah, from there to go full siege against his opponent with everything available, going to be really hard. Looks like the scorpions trying to do a bit of damage there to the spears, and
yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, the thing is, they do have that minimum range, which makes it pretty difficult. Not able to do enough damage, it seems, right now. And maybe going to be able to take all the siege out pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah, those Scorpions doing a little bit of damage, Mangonel sniping a few villagers, but apart from that, starting to look pretty bad for Vivi.
Yeah, I think Vivi's getting a little bit desperate, and with the addition of knights from ratS right now, gonna get pushed off his island. Surprisingly though, he's still managing to try and send landings over, but right now Vivi is gonna be completely pushed off of rat's island. He has no water control at all, and he's gonna be playing the defender's game once, well, as rat's was in the first game, and it's just gonna be really tough for him.
Yeah, Vivi going around the left-hand side of the map with the transport ship right now. If he does drop onto the top of rat's island, definitely in with a chance, because it looks like the amount of scouting has gone down a bit, but really right now, it's not looking hopeful.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like 5 knights going into rat's economy right now, probably not going to do all that much. rat's has quite a few spears out. He's kind of got defenses in place. Well, not really got defenses in place, but he can easily get defenses in place. He's got the villagers here to do that. Whereas rat's right now as well, he's on Vivi's island, not really doing too much, but as we said, without water control, Vivi is going to be really struggling to get back into it later in the game.
Yeah, without water control, pretty much if rat's positions his ships well, of course, it means no drops at all from Vivi, which means rat's is going to have a pretty much untouched economy, and with that, Vivi just really can't take the game.
Yeah, gonna be tough. You know, interestingly enough, he is gonna make this transport ship around, but rat's with 3 knights, a handful of spearmen, should be able to really deal with this knight drop from Vivi right here. He should have enough.
Yeah, the Mangonel there coming out of the Siege Workshop any second, as well as the Scorpion. It's really a question, how are we looking upgrade-wise? We can see that Vivi does have the +2 on his knights in armor.
Yeah, trying to just do whatever damage he possibly can right now. It's, getting a lot of villagers on this gold, actually. And rat's obviously now going to try and focus down the siege as quickly as he can. Bye-bye siege. In comes the spearman as well. But Vivi, surprisingly, is still in it.
Yeah, those knights actually doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, but the addition of the spearmen coming in, the crossbows as well, Vivi's not going to be able to keep these knights alive for long enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's pretty much just... It's not looking hopeful, like I said, at the moment. Vivi definitely doing what he can here, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough overall.
Yeah, tough, but he might be trying to take the water back right now. A castle going down on the front of his island, so maybe we'll see some docks in there as well. But rat's, of course, now with the war galley upgrade, so he is going to be making it a little bit more tough for Vivi to get back on the water if he does start building docks there. And surprisingly, Vivi just still trying to make landings. He is going to get another landing over, surprisingly. Kind of mad that he's still managing to do it this late into the game.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still even trying it, honestly. I would expect rat's to have ships everywhere right now and just be scouting all the time for that transport ship.
But he's not, and he's still losing villagers to these knights. How is this even happening? How is Vivi getting away with this? He still has the score lead. I mean, rat's should have this game, but he's not.
Yeah, pretty much from when he just stopped the forward doing anything, the landing doing anything, he should have had this one in the bag, but Vivi just keeping the aggression up as much as possible here and slowly trying to claw his way back in.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. He's still getting those knights over there, but surely with that ram and that siege workshop going down, he's going to be able to push Vivi off of his island. How many spearmen has he made, though? It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, Vivi actually on his way up to Imperial right now. rat's nowhere close.
This is mad.
So, looks like Galley's coming out for Vivi, so probably going to try and get up to Galleon as fast as possible here.
It's crazy. It's like rat's should have had this game, but he really should have had it. But look at his economy right now. His economy is in such a mess. He's got villagers garrisoned inside of this TC. Well, it wasn't a villager, it was a skirmisher, but even so, lots and lots of villagers disrupted in his economy so far. Vivi, as you said, up to the Imperial Age, with these docks now sheltered by this castle, and the question is he going to actually be able to get back onto the water and take it? rat's really doesn't have that many galleons, really.
Yeah, looking at the galley counts and the resources that rat's have, he's really not going to be able to produce too many more, and of course, Vivi already producing it from much more many docks right now, so really actually going to be able to hit the population there and might even be able to overcome rat's with technology.
Well, the interesting thing is, rat's right now not actually adding in any more war galleys at all. He's actually sitting on 14 warships right now, and Vivi's sitting on 5, but making them from 6 docks at a time.
Yeah, and of course, going to be able to get all those upgrades in just a second here when he hits Imperial Age. Going to be big trouble for ratS, I think.
I really did not expect to see this at all. I mean, this is just some insane comeback. If Vivi manages to pull this off, I mean, after losing the water, or not even trying to win the water, losing your landing on your opponent's island, and then managing to get back into it, I can't believe he's actually doing this.
Vivi actually fighting off every war galley of ratS right now that was under his castle there. And there we go, Imperial Age. Let's have a look if Galleon started. Look at those galleys queued.
Yeah,
Holy.
so many galleys queued up right now. And Vivi might just take the water back. ratS, what is he doing at the moment? He's population blocked. He's not making any more galleys at all. Getting a castle up on the shoreline there. And this is so messy for him. This is so messy for him.
Vivi's sitting on 19 warships right now compared to the... How many have we got of ratS right now? 9.
9.
Outnumber him already.
Yeah, this is just crazy.
Bloody hell. And transport ship there from Vivi as well. Whether or not he made that by accident or is trying to use it again. Well, he may as well keep with the landings, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
They've been working for him all game.
That castle for ratS gonna secure a little bit of shoreline there, but Vivi now, he can start taking down these docks from ratS. He can start really pressuring him on the water. And ratS, he had the water. He had the water control. He should have had it, but he doesn't now. He suddenly lost it.
And there goes Galleon for Vivi. He's already got Bracer. Wow.
This is mad. Vivi's gonna win this, isn't he?
I think he is. Like, the play from him so far, considering how far back behind he's been since that landing failed, and looking at the score difference right now,
it's crazy. ratS has clicked up to Imperial. He's trying to get docks up on the south of his island, putting a castle up there as well. Is it gonna be too late though? I don't know. I mean, his economy is not in the best of shapes. I mean, Vivi's economy is looking pretty decent right now, actually. Plenty of villages spread out across his island. Lots of resources being taken in. Population-wise, ratS is on 95, Vivi on 138, and a lot of ratS's population is taken up in his land army.
Yeah, that's going to really hurt him right now. He's been forced to dedicate so many resources to that, and it looks like Vivi actually coming over with a landing as well, which he is going to be able to defend using these galleons now.
Definitely. A lot of villagers coming over right there, and he's scouted the docks from ratS at the bottom of his island. If he denies this castle, he will take out these docks as well, and ratS is not going to be able to get back onto the water. And at this stage of the game, losing the water is just GG.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. And there's actually a castle coming up on the choke point over on ratS's island right now. Wow.
Yeah, this is really, really good play from Vivi. I mean, he played good in the first game, but this is just something else. ratS managing to get the castle up at the south of his island, trying to get more galleys back out onto the water, but he's already so outnumbered. Vivi, 151 population to ratS's 97. It's tough.
It's crazy, especially with the tech advantage he has right now. ratS only just hitting Imperial Age now. Does have a defensive castle up there, but those villagers from Vivi determined to get his own castle up on the island, and those ships there just not making it easy to get rid of.
No, definitely. That castle gonna go up, and I think ratS now should be making a trebuchet from that castle. He is indeed 80%, but I'm wondering, with the water control from Vivi here, is ratS's trebuchet actually gonna be able to take out this castle, or is Vivi just gonna get down ratS's castle and continue to push his way through?
Yeah, it's really interesting at this stage, actually. If ratS holds it, though, I don't know exactly what he's going to be able to do unless he can get water control back. Because, like we can see, Vivi just going everywhere he can, sniping as much from the water as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Vikings not able to get the cannon... why do I say cannon galleon? Yeah. Bombard cannon galleon.
Cannon galleon there for Vikings, of course, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, it's... If he can get some out in play, gonna be interesting to see what he can do. And that trebuchet under a lot of fire right now.
Yep, that goes down. And as I said, ratS not able to
actually lose that trebuchet to fire from those galleons. And those galleons not even caring about what's going on with that castle.
They don't care about the castle. Why should they? Treb's out for Vivi right now. And ratS says GG. Vivi takes the game and takes the series 2-0. What a game. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. There is no way that Vivi should have won that, but he did. That's just mad. Wow. Let's come out of here right now. Barbecue's stunned into silence.